While the citizens of Vaemon won their battles by skill and tenacity and unquestioned pride, the people of the South dominated each other with strange abilities and powers, like sorceries come straight from a storybook. Derek had heard tales about how some men of the Lorelands could walk on water, fly through the sky, or lift mountains with just their minds. We all love Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's considered a top 2 cartoon of all time for good reason. It has humor, it has awesome characters, and it has chef's kiss animation. But above all else, and especially for us fantasy nerds, Avatar has world building. I mean, it has so much world building that they were able to make a whole other show off of it. And then apparently another one. Avatar's execution of merging the supernatural with civilizations honestly tickles a special part of my brain, which also makes sense because I am a helpless sociology nerd and can get easily lost in the weeds of all this stuff. The Fire Nation being the first to industrialize makes complete sense because of their ability to work metal and use coal for their machinery. The Earth Kingdom being completely set in its ways and unwilling to change in the face of the Fire Nation's approach is beautiful culture building. Like many of you, Avatar is an example of the exact type of writing that inspired my work, so it is my privilege and pleasure to be able to talk about it now. This channel will be dedicated to exploring the fictions that stand as the roots and inspirations for my own fantasy novel series, Blood of One's Blood. And hopefully, these videos will inspire you to purchase my books and read and go on this adventure with me. I actually just had my 5th book release, Imperius, so if you like dragons and the Akira slide, check it out. Because I'm a visual learner and a complete sucker for lore, I have commissioned dozens of beautiful pieces of artwork from amazingly talented, non-AI real artists. You can find continued posts about them on my Instagram and TikTok if you really want to see more. And as for all my books, you can find them on my website, savagebooks.net. It's only through the sale of these books and your guys' amazing support that I'm able to commission my art and make these videos, so please head on over and purchase a copy if you can. All links will be in the description. But talking about Avatar and its world building, well, there is almost too much to cover. It's all inspirational, none of it's bad. But I guess if I did have to choose a spot to start, it would be with the powers. Avatar's world building is intricately tied in with its magic system, as it should be. But those two things are also tied in with its combat system. Benders get their bending from their parents, which makes bending genetic. But bending is also influenced by the spirituality of the culture, which makes it magical. But bending can really only be used through the practice of martial arts, which makes it physical. It is these 3 synergistic elements of bending that make it so unique amongst the hundreds of magic systems within fantasy. Bending isn't just one thing, its boundaries can't really be defined, which then allows it to be organically and believably written into anything. I absolutely loved this approach and wanted to put my own twist on it in my books. The powers of my world are called talents, and they are 2 passed down from parents to children. The twist from bending, though, is that talents can change depending on who the parents are. See, there are 2 continents in my world, simply called the North and the South, or the higher lands and the lower lands if you want to get fancy. Southerners are the ones with talents, while Northerners have enhanced superhuman-like bodies. But let's say the mother is Northern, and the father is a telekinetic Southerner. Well, their child can be born with a whole new talent. This is how new powers arise across the world of my books. I felt like this was a more nuanced way to achieve a similar effect to what Avatar did without completely copying it. And I also loved how the gang continuously found new bending styles as they traveled. But with those differing bending arts also came different cultures. I mean, the Northern Water Tribe couldn't be any more different than the Swamp Benders, and the military of the Fire Nation is very different from the average citizen. To mirror that, I made sure that the nations and cultures across my books took a realistic approach to the powers that were common within their borders. The people of Thrannen have mind control powers, so the cultures of that region sanctify things that can make your body move on its own accord, like drugs and music. Telepaths can see into your mind, so the nation of telepaths, Expia, is very big on using glass and mirrors in their architecture and armor. Northerners have incredibly long lifespans and superhuman bodies, and they live alongside grand dragons and crystal paradises, so they believe they are better than the rest of the world. And of course, just like in Avatar, there are subdivisions of each of these cultures that do things their own unique way, even within the boundaries of their own borders. The Viking Yngving of the North are not at all similar to the Imperials of the North, who are not at all similar to the Ceruleans of the North. Even though Avatar never set out to be an investigation of fantasy sociology, there is no question that its level of detail and love and care is the benchmark for world building, and a lot of it has inspired me and you to create a world in a similar way. And it is my deepest hope that you will all hop on this journey with me and read my books as well. You can find them again on my website, along with my newest book, Imperius, out now. Anyway, thanks for geeking out with me. As always, it was a pleasure, and I will talk to you all again soon.